So if we're just taking a look at VECHAIN, you can see quite clearly here that we have had a very, very nice move off that low recently. Obviously, I've talked about this ad nauseum, so I'm not going to go over it too much in detail, but you can see here we've obviously come down in this range a number of times over the past few years. We've been going sideways, 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 as you can see, between that 1.5 cent area and around 3 cents. You can see resistance, resistance, support, resistance. You get that true range being made. We test the low, test the low, test the low. Obviously getting stuck under resistance all of last year as well. We finally broke out at this when we started to get some joy for altcoins in general. You can see VECHAIN here looking very, very nice indeed. Breaks out, back test, break out, back test, break all the way out of the entire range after getting quite parabolic here. You can see that hockey stick kind of candle formation. And then obviously we started to top out here. We're losing a little bit of steam. A little bit of a head and shoulders, I would say, in that local high area. You can see, you know, we've got that shoulder here. We kind of try and make a new high again. We can't really make a new high. We come up, we make another high again. People start selling off, and then obviously with Bitcoin having that rollover, we come down, we make a low, and then we come down to that next port of call, which I said would likely be that 0.23 Fibonacci at 2.7 cents, which we perfectly wicked down onto, just like we did last time. You can see just this area here becoming a very nice support. You can see obviously there's quite a lot of previous structure in this area as well. So a good area for VECHAIN to come down into and get a nice little back test and touch of this area of support. We came down, pretty much touched it, and got a massive bounce to the upside pretty much straight away. Today, a bit more, you know, volatility and chop on the hourly time frame. You can see we got that nice bounce. Now we're just coming back down into this area again to retest. With Bitcoin looking very, very bullish, I think a lot of people are rotating back into Bitcoin right now. Obviously, capital rotation, which I've been talking about a lot over the past few weeks in videos, happens all the time. Bitcoin starts pumping, and then people rotate out of it when they get bored into large caps like VECHAIN, which got a very nice move last time. Then they rotate into small caps and then micro caps, and then things reverse back to Bitcoin. And you can see here, VECHAIN has had its first little impulse off the low, first little altcoin large cap season, you could say, after Bitcoin had basically pumped from 15k to 45k over the past, what is it now, 6 months, 8 months, maybe almost a year at this point. And you can see VECHAIN lagging behind somewhat by 3 or 4 or 5 months, but you can see definitely the case, and now just consolidating, having a cooling off period, which is nice to see. But as I said before, once cryptos enter bull markets, in my opinion, they just work the Fibonacci levels so well. These levels are all really, really key and very, very nice levels to be. Basically, I'm just going to delete these lines because they don't really have much credence anymore, and they clutter up the chart quite a lot, don't they? You can see on the charts here quite clearly, Fibonacci levels always get really well respected in crypto, and when we get into this bull market, these are the targets and levels of support and resistance that we'll be looking at primarily. You can see we've still got to touch fully that bear market resistance, but we are starting to get into the right area of structure here that we need to break in order to get into that bull market. But overall, VECHAIN looking good, and I'm feeling confident we're going to have a very nice bull market for a lot of cryptos. So very, very exciting stuff. We're almost there. Congratulations if you're still here. I can't wait to see what happens next. Let's see what happens in the next few months, shall we?